Hello all, Havoc here. Let's get ready to play some Space Engineers. Okay, so in this episode, we're gonna have a pretty crazy change of events. So obviously we didn't get planets today because this is still season one. So what's gonna end up happening is we're going to leave the planet and we're going back into space. I do want to point out something that was not covered in the video. At least I didn't see it covered. I watched up to the point where we started talking about scenarios. I didn't really care about scenarios, so I stopped. Guys, look at the gravity. We have actual gravity and artificial gravity. They didn't cover that in the video, interestingly enough. I'm in the Kestrel. If you listen very closely, maybe, you can see that I have no frame rates. I'm actually in the floor. It's kind of weird. Can I go through the floor there? No, okay. So we have an issue in regards to the base. So I logged in, and I immediately was planning on doing a bunch of resource harvesting as to get working on the turd, because we spent all our resources on what Wiley has labeled the scythe, sickle, that thing. So the turd's over there. I can see it barely as yeah, no frame rates here. This thing is chewing up the rocks and chewing up my frame rate. So let's go ahead and check this thing out real quick, because we're going to be relying on this thing pretty heavily here now, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So it is doing its job quite nicely. Oh, hey. Looks like it rubbed the engine off there. Oh, well. A little on the loud side. So this is where I was harvesting in, and this is what it did. So it's way more efficient than I am. But it obviously can't clear a straight hole, which is kind of bothersome. That's kind of a pain in the ass. So that's going to have to get fixed. So I was short on O2, and so I was like, oh, crap. And I checked my tank was empty, and I needed to run over to the base real quick to grab some O2. But you notice I was doing it from the Kestrel. So I came up over the top of the hill. There's the turd, and yeah. No idea why. I loaded up my saved game. I have a backup. I've been creating 2 saved game files each time I save, and I loaded up the backup version. It did the same thing to the backup version. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all these supplies that we're gathering now, we're going to load them in the Kestrel, and we're going to take a jump. We're going to go back to a standard asteroid-based environment and start gathering resources. I'm going to blueprint this guy and all the new ships we've created, and reinsert them into the other map for now. Just kind of bummed all that effort put into it, and it just gone. So it looked like it was stuck up there for a second there, but it freed itself. So yeah, it's just going to knife its way through and clear a nice swath of asteroid, and then we'll just move it over and reset it again. So yeah, I'm pretty bummed all that work that we put into this, and it's just vanished like that. But you know, it's part of playing pre-release games. This is early access, so if we decide to go back to the planet thing, we'll probably use Wasted Space's MCV here. This thing's pretty slick, and it's right along the lines of what I was wanting to do back at the beginning anyway. Um, yeah, I totally hosed this thing up. I closed it up wrong last time and hit the wrong button. Totally thinking it was working. I was like, oh yeah, this works. Yeah, sure. And no, it doesn't. So, one thing they did add that I thought was pretty cool was they added new cockpits for small ships. Styling and profiling with the new cockpit here. It's cool. I just meh. It's a pretty cool model. I'm sure it would look even more great in DirectX 11. Once we go to the asteroids, I might go back to DirectX 11 because my frame rates are so much better. My machine's built for DirectX 11, not DirectX 9. So handles RAM better, handles top end video cards better. So yeah, this is kind of a bummer. So yeah, I'm gonna have to build a small ship to transfer the ore from the side to the Kestrel. But the frame rate issue is going to make that rather difficult because, man, that thing is at a wonky angle. Because it came in like this, it curved, and now it's curving upward. So I don't think I got a good lock. I don't think I got a good lock on the foot. So I'll have to be sure to get a better lock next time. Yeah. So like I said, I haven't done one with the foot like this before, so it's kind of different. I'd actually just used landing gear, so I might actually just do that. The mag lock works-ish. It's not breaking, but it's not holding as good as the landing gears normally do. So we're going to end up using the Kestrel as our base of operations now, pretty much just to get back up and running. I mean, we took all the supplies out of the Kestrel to make our base, and so now the Kestrel's pretty much blank and void of all supplies. So the big one the Kestrel needs more than anything, uranium. She's pretty low on uranium. The only ship I didn't touch in the fleet to put power into the side. So go ahead and take a look here, make sure. So it's not too bad, but if I remember correctly, if under power, she has like hours of energy, and that's not a lot, especially once you use your jump drives. Once you use the jump drives, you can just sap everything they have. So yeah, I just wanted to share my exposure to the suck of the patch. That's my only guess, is that the patch had broke something and it did this. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe because it was attached to the rock, because that was the only thing that was attached. No, because that would be gone too. I don't know. Maybe somebody deleted their mod, and we had a mod installed, and it took everything that was attached to it. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just totally guessing. With that thing's new trajectory, I'm almost tempted to just let it go, because it's going to grab an entirely new bite on the rock. Because it's going to come around, and it's going to come over. It's going to land about where I'm looking at right now, instead of way up over there. So let's see, did it grab any uranium? No. Or ton of iron. Alright, so that's all I grabbed. Alright, so today's episode is going to be kind of short while I sit here and harvest a bunch of ores and get them into the Kestrel. So tomorrow's episode is going to be us back into orbit. And the reason I'm not jumping now is because I want to get uranium inside the Kestrel. There's no guarantees when we start up on the next map that we're going to be near uranium. And I want to be able to go and collect, get out there and start looking. So we're going to, we'll start out with the Kestrel, obviously. We'll probably just go straight with the 3 ships we started out with. So we're going to go with the Scorpion. We're going to go with the Mark 1, not this guy. We're going to go with the one from... oh, wow. All of my ships are missing. Oh, okay, there they go. Whoa, that was kind of freaky. I kind of got upset there. So we're going to go with the Scorpion Mark 1, Season 1. Not this guy. I am going to blueprint him because it's a pretty good start to a new footprint for a drone once we figure out the booster thing and how gravity's going to work. The Reaper, we're going to go with this guy. We're just going to move the drill heads out to the edge so they'll protect things better, and we'll repair this thing out. Actually, this one's blueprinted, so we don't have to worry about that. And a shuttle. So we're going to have a shuttle so we can get around. We're going to blueprint that guy as well. So the turd will blueprint, and then we'll finish it in orbit. And once planets come around, that will be the correct test for it, I guess, is that when it goes to go land, does it crash and burn? Or do we land it? So I wonder if we can bring this guy over here. We can compare the 2 cockpits side by side for those who didn't see it in the video. Alright, make sure dampeners were on. Last thing I want to do is crash into one of our few remaining ships in our fleet. Whoops, wrong direction. Alright, so yeah, it's got a little bit more detail going on with it, that's for sure. Just basically that's what it looks like they did, is they really updated it to DirectX 11. The corner of the windows have better detailing, and all the front valances are different colors. And so let's grab that color there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Alright, let's go see what this thing's doing, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. Oh, we lost a few drill heads. That's to be expected because I'm not monitoring it. I just turned up the speed and let it go. So could also be why it's bouncing around, changing trajectories. There's lots of stuff now to come from that. So probably there's that thruster there as well. I probably have it set to going too fast. So if I turn the speed down a little bit, but you can see the knife that it did. And you can also see that the trajectory it's on is not the trajectory it came out at. So it's going in a completely different direction now. So, all right. So yeah, well, it just gives us something to do, right? So this is Havoc. Have fun. Keep gaming.